Hello strangers of the internet, and welcome back to my very basic CM Splunk tutorial. As you can see from my last home lab, we've expanded quite significantly. There's a few more machines that I'm running, well, not running all at the same time, but there's certainly more being at least protected by my firewall. But anyway, that doesn't matter for this part. We are running Splunk, and if you don't know where to download Splunk from, it's pretty easy. You can get free on their website. You have the enterprise version. There is a free trial, but then there's also just like the free version that doesn't require the trial. It has very limited stuff you can do with it, but honestly for free you might as well just get it and play around with it. You also need the Splunk Universal Forwarder for forwarding information and data to your Splunk machine, so you can actually like do something with it. Of course you can like, I guess, locally do it, but who really installs Splunk on every single machine to locally get logs? That's really dumb. Not a single company in the world probably does that. So yeah, Splunk Forwarder forwarding information, and then that's why we have two machines. So we have one running Splunk and then one running the forwarder. And I'm going to show you like how to basically mess around with that. So I was playing, I've recorded this a few times just because it's a little bit slow. You basically run this command. This is the location of Splunk, and then this just starts it. It's going to give you the GUI interface available at this location. When that finally starts up, we're going to play around with that. I'm also going to start the other machine because we need that quite soon. Let's just have a quick check if it's up. Not yet. Okay, now it's up. So this is what the interface looks like, very basic. When you do this for the first time, of course I've logged in, I've played around with it, so I don't need to do the configuration part at the start, but you'll get configuration. It'll just ask you for what kind of password do you want, and there might be a few other questions, but it's nothing substantial hard. It should take you like 20 seconds to fill out, and it won't really take much consideration. Then you kind of get to this main screen. I understand it's a little bit smaller. Every time I try and resize this, it messes up, and I'm just trying to avoid, I guess, any problems in that case with the recording. But it looks alright. You can generally see what I'm typing from what I can tell. So we go to activity, no we don't. Settings, forwarding and receiving. So this is just like purely for the receiving of data. You want to come down here, for the forwarder at least, you want to come down here, receive data, and you want to add new. So I personally picked 9997 because that's what it said, and a bunch of tutorials just use 9997, but I'm just going to show you for like 9000, for example. You just save it, and then you can now see it's listening on this port, 9997, and I'm just going to delete 9000 because we don't need it, but 9997. So now we're going to move on to the actual fun part, which is the receiving, well, sending of data, but also the receiving part, because you need to send to receive. And I spelled my password wrong, which is standard apparently. So one thing I'm just going to preface is when I do like sudo and I run Splunk receiver, it's already going to be running. So if I go up Splunk forwarder, sorry, I meant forwarder, bin Splunk start. This is probably wrong. I might need to redo that. Yeah, I definitely need to redo that password. I hate typing it. It's going to say there you go. It's basically going to say it's already running. I'm sorry, I had to do that 3 times. And that's because I've set it up so that it runs on start of my computer with the Sylvester profile. I've also done for admin, but that's completely irrelevant. We basically, from here, I guess the first thing I'd like to talk about is what are we going to send. So obviously I can tell you like how we're going to send things, but how do you know what to send? So I believe it's logs. Yeah. Okay, so if we go here, we can see potential log files. There's actually a bunch of log files that you won't have when you're doing it. So you have like auth log, which I believe is the one we're mostly interested in for this case today. You have like boot log, you have package log, you have kernel logs, you have user logs, and you have sys logs. Like there's a lot of logs here, but that's because I did like sudo apt install r syslog, and if I do this, it will run. It's already installed, so obviously nothing's happening, but that kind of got, I'm going to say, depreciated. I'm not 100% sure if that's technically correct, but it's no longer in use. So you have to install it if you want to use logs like that. They are now using the journal type of logs, and if I go into that and have a look, they're using journal types of logs. These are harder to use for forwarding, and a lot of the Splunk, I guess, threads, like threads talking about how to use it and stuff, still uses rsyslog. So I thought just for this base initial case, I would just continue to use rsyslog, so install the packages, and we're going to continue using rsyslog. The one we are mostly interested in, I just realized how small this is. I do apologize. Maybe I can, oh, that's not what to do. I might increase, no, that's actually not helpful one bit. We'll increase it by 1. So we're going to talk about the one important, I guess, log file, and that's going to be for sudo attempts, because we really just care about sudo, I guess. And that's auth one, I guess. It's just the easiest one to track. So authlog is the one we're going to be paying attention to. And I don't remember if I said this before, but basically we can't use like a GUI interface like we have here. We don't have one of these. So what we do need to do is we're just going to go to the file where Splunk is bin, and then we're going to do everything like this. Actually, I don't even know if I need to do like that. So we're going to add a monitor. Let me just verify I remember what the command was. We need to monitor, add forward server. I don't know why I'm not. So add forward server. The thing we want to real quick check is IPA. So this is 10.6.6.11. So the forward server is going to be 10.6.6.11, and then the port 999. You know, honestly, for this, I might just add a new receiving port. Actually, because it's going to be the same stuff, I don't want to do that. You know, actually we will. Just to show you for pure example, we're going to go 9 like this, and then we're going to add, if it lets me type. I don't know why it's not very like interoperable. Whenever I do this, it always crashes one VMs. Maybe my computer's a little bit like cooked. So I've changed my mind on adding this 9069 as a forward server. It's not, I don't want to do it. I've already got the listening on 9997 and I don't feel like reconfiguring. But let's just agree that adding the forward server, I can actually add 9997 again as a forward server. So we can just do that. So you do forward server, the IP address, I believe, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's correct, and then 9997, and then, oh, okay, it's complaining because I'm not doing sudo. Victim. Almost said my password out loud, it's crazy. Jokes, it's not my password. Are we really gonna have to do this 3 password thing again? I don't know why it always... Oh, that's unfortunate. So yeah, cool. So it says it's already present, but like this is literally exactly what you would do. I'm sorry I had to do that 3 times, but this is the command. You can see it's present. I guess that makes life easier. Then we're going to do add monitor. And why monitor is important is because you're basically going to give an var log. And then if I go here, which one did I want? Authlog. Okay, so one already exists. We're already looking at authlog, but this is how you would do it. So for authlog, maybe I want to do something else that I don't think I've picked yet. I don't think I've done user.log. Actually, I've done packages. So like I know packages definitely haven't been logged yet. So we can add this. And now it says we've added the log here. So now we can go back and we can go to not there. Go back to enterprise. I think I'm lying. What am I searching reporting maybe? I'm looking for a specific interface. Okay, here we go. Data summary. We can see tester. So why tester is important. I don't have my, actually we're just gonna go through like the whole system. This is pretty fun to mess around with. I might need to cut out for a second, but I'm gonna show you. Basically tester is this machine here, obviously. Actually, we don't need to show you that then. It's just that's tester. So we're gonna press here, press tester, And now we can see the data that's being sent in. So let's look at time events format. That's not what I want to do, deselect, sorry guys. We can see time, so what is actually the time here in Australia? It's 11:24. So you can see this happened, I added monitor, package logs. You can literally see that I did that, a few seconds ago. So we can see add monitor. We can see that session open for user at, is this before or no, this is after. So this, I'm just not gonna waste time, but this is a very easy way of just testing if it works. I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but you can go sudo su, and you can type in your password. And this is I'm gonna hopefully fail the first time, yeah. So now we'll be able to see the failed attempt. Hopefully the second time doesn't fail, but probably will, because apparently it takes me 3 attempts to type in my password these days. We come back, and we have a quick GUI, so we go out. Or alternatively, we can just do the same thing we always do before here, and then data summary and tester. So I think the biggest problem we have with that is it's a 30-second sampling time, and it kind of just forces, I believe it forces a sample every time you reopen it. So why it wasn't working before was like, we hadn't waited long enough, I guess. But anyway, you can see here, literally, if you look at the time now, it's 43, and then this looks somewhat accurate in terms of seconds. So yeah, that looks accurate enough. So you can see we said password failed checked, and then the session open for new user. So it's certainly tracking my sudo attempts, you could say. The things it doesn't, so obviously we're limited by the kind of log files we have. This is no way of tracking, say, my internet usage. If I go on Splunk and I go onto here and I search up something suspicious, like, please let me onto the dark web. I don't know. That might not even work right now because my internet's a little bit cringe. I promise you Google works. It's just, I don't know. We're just gonna pretend it works. But yeah. Oh, okay, Google does work, thank God. I was gonna say, why is my demonstrations always being messed up by unknown problems? It's like, please let me onto the dark web. I had to change, if you don't remember my last, okay, there you go. So it works. I don't know why the internet was a little bit slow just then, but I had to fix my firewall rules for my last home lab video because they were completely dumb, and I might once I expand a little more, I might take you through the new firewall rules, but it was maybe like 3 changes, so it's nothing significant worth really posting about. But anyway, we can see that it's not going to log even if I do the thing where I go out and go like search and reporting and then go into data summary. It's not going to show what I searched up on the internet, so we will need to configure new log files for that as well to kind of get some sort of internet searching, because maybe you want, like, you're an admin of the school and the school says no one's allowed to go onto coolmathgames.com, and they need an alert for coolmathgames.com, not just if a student tries to use sudo to, I don't know, download something or changes permissions or remove your spying software or whatever. So there's a lot of different things we haven't configured for, but this is, again, very basic, just getting data into Splunk and looking at it to make sure that it is in real time somewhat updating. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. It probably will be another defensive, but that's mostly because I'm trying to put a bunch of time into defensive now. We will be going back to offensive, do not stress about that. I might even throw in an offensive video in between, and I'll try and make it like a harder one. It won't be a medium yet, it'll be like a hard easy, I believe. But anyway, I hope to see you then, and I'll see you in, I guess, the next video.